and welcome to this month's J&J Marketing Cafe presented by Photo Art Pavilion. Thank you for joining us live. The benefit of being here live, you get to join in discussion at the end. Please keep your mic muted. Drop your questions in the chat at any time, and we'll get to as many questions as possible during the Q&A in just a bit. Hi, I'm Jessica Lempin, co-founder and COO of Photo Art Pavilion, and my business partner, Joanne Hennig, is here with us today. She is the CEO and will be joining us at the end. We're a women-owned, women-run business dedicated to supporting art photographers in today's digital world. So what is Photo Art Pavilion? We're a national curated art marketplace built exclusively for fine art photographers. Whether you're emerging or established, we're here to help you create a beautiful professional online gallery with added business guidance and marketing support along the way. Plus, we offer so much more. So first up is our virtual receptions. So Wanderlust is currently accepting art submissions, and it is, well, the deadline is February 9th. Our juror for this is the one and only Joanne Hennig, my business partner. So with our virtual exhibits, not only does your art get to be seen and reviewed by our juror, it also, if chosen, gets to be put up onto our website for the exhibit itself. Plus, you're also participating in the live art reception. And this is for artists across the US, which is really such a great experience to be a part of. So Wanderlust, it's all about your travel-inspired work. We want to see where you've been with Wanderlust. All right, next up is Photo Art Pavilion. So it's easy and super convenient for any art photographer to be able to open a professional Photo Art Pavilion storefront with no stress, no expensive website. It's just your art beautifully displayed. And some of our features include 100% commission to you on all of your art sales. Setup is in under 5 minutes. Bulk image upload, unlimited art uploads, and you get personal blog. Your social media links are available to be displayed, and all of your art is curated within your Photo Art Pavilion storefront. Plus ongoing marketing support and so much more. If you're not a part of Photo Art Pavilion and you're curious and want to learn more, jump over to photoartpavilion.com/webinar to get started in, or at least sign up. We have a webinar happening later on today. New for 2026, photography critique services here at Photo Art Pavilion. So take your art to the next level with professional feedback from seasoned gallery and curation experts. Whether you're preparing for a show, refining your portfolio, or seeking fresh creative perspectives, our new photography critique series offers group critique sessions with thoughtful educational image reviews, one-on-one solo critiques tailored to your artistic goals, actionable insights on composition, storytelling, presentation, and market readiness. Definitely use our link below to be able to learn more and book your preferred session today. Our group session, our deadline is March 11th. You can have 3 images into the mix for the overall review, and then the critique will happen on March 18th. So that is also coming up. Next up is our Sidekick Marketing Agency. So we know marketing can feel overwhelming. That's where Sidekick steps in. We help you create social media content, email marketing campaigns, blog posts, plus full marketing strategies that connect your art with the right audience. Think of Sidekick as your behind-the-scenes creative team helping your work shine. This service is open to any photographer here with Photo Art Pavilion or beyond. All right, here we are. Now that you know a little bit more about what we're doing here at Photo Art Pavilion, it's now time to dive into today's main event, which is stop hiding, start selling. Make 2026 the year you showed up for yourself. Let me start with a question. How many of you have incredible photographs sitting on your hard drive or hanging quietly in your home, or post once on social media and then never mentioned again? And how many of you, if you're being honest, have thought something like, I should be further along I should be further along by now. I don't want to be salesy. I don't really know what to post, or maybe social media feels like a young person's game. If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not behind, you're not invisible, and you're not asking too much by wanting your art to sell. But this is important. Your work can't sell if you keep hiding. And today is all about stopping that pattern, because 2026 can be the year you finally showed up for yourself. Part one, why so many talented photographers stay stuck. Here's the truth. Most people won't say out loud. Most photographers aren't struggling because their work isn't good. They're struggling because they've been taught to believe if the work is good enough, it will sell itself. Talking about my art feels awkward. I don't want to bother people. It's uploaded on my gallery. But art doesn't sell itself. Artists sell art. And selling doesn't mean shouting, pushing, or pretending to be someone you're not. It means letting people in, which is scary. I know. If someone doesn't know why you made the image, what the moment meant to you, or why it matters, they have nothing to connect to. People don't buy art because it's sharp or perfectly composed. They buy art because it reminds them of something. It makes them feel something, or it feels like them. And that connection only happens when you show up. You are the magic ingredient in your art. Part two, the big reframe. Visibility is not vanity. So let's reframe this. Posting your art is not bragging. Talking about your work is not ego. Wanting to sell is not greedy. Visibility is a service. When you hide your work, someone doesn't find the art that you would have moved them. Someone doesn't discover the artist they resonate with. Someone misses the chance to live with the art that brings them joy. Your job is not to decide if your work is good enough. Your job is to let people decide. How many of you have uploaded maybe two photos from the same experience, same location? One you feel is technically perfect, and then the other one is a little bit less superior compared to your standards. But yet, your friends, family, and fans gravitate to the one that's a little bit less, right? You're not the main judge as to what people are going to love. It's quite interesting to see what people gravitate to and put that test out there to them. So again, your job is not to decide if your work is good enough. Your job is to let people decide. And that means showing up consistently, not perfectly. Part three, what actually works on Facebook and Instagram in 2026. Now let's talk practically, because I know many of you are thinking, I don't want to dance on camera. Me too. I don't want to learn complicated video editing. I agree. And I'm more comfortable writing and obviously shooting. Well, the good news is written storytelling is not dead. In fact, your audience and your buyers, it's powerful, especially on Facebook and Instagram, posting trends that matter without overwhelm. You do not need to post every day. Let me repeat that. You do not need to post every day. The algorithms have changed over the years, and essentially posting 2 to 3 times per week is enough. All of us can handle that, 2 to 3 times a week. Consistency matters more than volume. One strong story beats 5 random images, right? Connect at the heart. Your art is part of your heart. What to post that doesn't feel fake or hard. The story behind the image. Post one image and answer one of these questions. Why did I stop to take this photo? What was happening around me in the moment? What does this image remind me of now? Right? This all helps your audience be able to dig in and become part of the experience that you had capturing this art. And that is enough to usually hook them, right? You want to be able to connect with them. So you're not writing an essay, you're inviting someone into the moment with you. Here's an example. Here's an example of like copy that you could put with an image. I almost didn't take this photo. The light was fading, my hands were cold, and I told myself I'd already miss it. But something made me stop anyway, and I'm glad I did, right? It's that easy. All of a sudden, now you made it more relatable as to that moment, right? You're getting a little bit inside as to what you experienced. It's that easy, and that is an idea of what connection is. It doesn't have to be an essay on social media. Let's see, the personal reflection post. This is where trust is built. Share something real, a doubt you had, a lesson photography taught you, how your relationship with your art has changed, right? We've all been doing this for quite some time. Even if you just picked it up last year or it's been years, everyone starts at a different position in life, and you all have a different story to tell. So define your story. You can do it in sections. Upload an image, talk a little bit about your past. It doesn't have to be a novel. For example, with this, here's an example of copy for a social media post, Facebook, Instagram. For years, I told myself photography was just for me. But the truth is, I was afraid to put it out there. This year, I'm choosing differently, right? So now you're commanding the attention. You're starting that conversation, and you have no idea what your 3Fs, family, friends, and fans are going to reply with. Perhaps they're now excited to support your work. Maybe they've been waiting to see you step into your own. This kind of language speaks to your people. The invitation post. Yes, you can sell gently. Selling doesn't have to be aggressive. It can simply sound like this. Again, here's some copy idea for a social media post. This piece is available. I'd love for it to live in a home where it's seen and enjoyed every day. Right? You're creating that vision. Somebody can envision your work hanging in their room, and maybe that connects for them. And they're like, oh my goodness, that piece would look so good on this wall. Or that's the statement piece I've been looking for. It's not salesy. That's just human conversation. You're putting your wish out there. You're defining what you want to happen. And now you're able to share that vision with others. Part 4. Action steps for local and online growth in 2026. Now let's talk about what to actually do this year. Step by step. Action 1. Choose one primary social media platform. Not all of them. For most of you, it's most likely going to be Facebook first or Instagram second, or Instagram first and Facebook second. If you don't know, they do kind of link. So all you really need to do is focus on one for posting and just double check your comments and conversations. However, as a marketing person, Facebook does allow a little bit more connection with groups and so on. So with that said, choosing social media and your local networks with those groups, you can share your work in larger audiences. So stop trying to keep up on everything. Start trying to connect on one. Action step 2, show up locally and online with purpose. So again, using Facebook groups is a great option. Online is very important, but local visibility converts faster. In 2026, reach out to your local cafés, libraries, medical offices, community centers. Participate in local art walks and small shows. Talk about your work in your community, not just online, right? People sell to people. So have those conversations. Talk about what you do. And here's the key. Tell people you are an artist. Not, I take photos sometimes, right? We all kind of do that. Yeah, I go out and shoot. No, say I am an art photographer. Own it. Be it. The more you say it, the more comfortable it feels saying it, and you step into your own. Definitely own it. Now, social media is a rented place, right? You throw up some posts, you try to make those connections, and social media has a very short lifespan. So what are you doing with your call to actions? Where is your art residing? Where are you directing your 3Fs, family, friends, and fans that you connect with, both in person and online? So being that social media is a rented space, you need a place where people can view and buy your work, like your Photo Art Pavilion storefront, which is a clear single link that drives people to the buy. It drives people to your bio, your story. It drives people to connect with you and to discover the work that you're doing. One image may bring somebody in, a new person, perhaps even a family or friend, you never know, but it brings them in to your gallery, your storefront, and you never know what image will catch their eye next. Now, part 5, the hard truth and the hope. Here is the honest truth I want to leave with you. If you don't talk about your work, people will assume it's not important to you. I think I'm going to repeat that because I need to hear that too. If you don't talk about your work, people will assume it's not important to you. Kind of interesting, right? We just had the holidays happen. You're with all these people, and it's a great time to catch up and talk about different things that you're doing and everything else. Did you talk about your art, where you currently are, what you're looking to do for 2026 with your photography? Just put it out there. If you don't share your story, people won't know why it matters. If you keep hiding, nothing changes, right? So if you're constantly in a comfort zone, you're repeating the hiding setup, right? So if you take that moment to be able to feel uncomfortable, even if it's for like 10 minutes, feel uncomfortable, take a step forward, lead with action. That's how you change your outcome. The moment you decide, I'm going to show up, even if it's imperfectly, I'm going to tell the story, I'm going to let people see me. I know we're photographers, we don't like people, like, we don't like being in front of the lens. I get it. But people connect with people. Show your face. It's part of that human connection. Once you take those steps of feeling a little bit uncomfortable, everything shifts. It doesn't happen overnight, but those steady changes, you will see the shift. And I think it's last J&J or the one before that, I was talking to you guys about a journal, right? Create that journal. Write those different steps that you're taking that makes you feel uncomfortable. Explain why it makes you feel uncomfortable. In a month, go back and read it. See how it makes you feel. Go back in like 6 months, go back and read those times that make you feel uncomfortable. You may read them and be like, oh my goodness, that was just so silly, right? We stop ourselves. We don't actually, we think of the worst and we don't allow the best to come. So take a little bit of action for yourself, right? Nobody's going to come and save you. You save you. Be the hero in your story. All right. So now, call to action. Here's my invitation to you. Make 2026 the year you stop waiting. You're going to wait for social media to happen. You're going to wait for this to happen. You're thinking of different things and now you're waiting. Take those steps forward, dive in, see what sticks, see what doesn't stick, but at least you're moving forward and you're trying something different and uncomfortable. So with that said, the year you stop downplaying your talent, this is the year you stop hiding behind hesitation. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to be younger. You don't need to be somebody else. You are the reason people are connecting to your art as it is. You. So put the you in your art. You just need to show up as you. Your art deserves to be seen. Your stories deserve to be heard. Now, with stories, you could do the short little snippets, throw them into social media. You can write the blog post that has a longer lifespan. Your product descriptions, share your stories in your product descriptions. People do check them out when they're looking at your art. They want to connect. So your art deserves to be seen. Your stories deserve to be heard. Make sure your stories are across the board where your art shows up. Take the step, post the image, tell the story, invite people into your world. It's not that scary. We make it scary. So I'm going to leave you with this. Stop hiding, start selling, and finally show up for yourself. Nothing's stopping you but you, right? So pick up the camera, get out there, go shoot, edit, and upload. Share a story, take a video, talk about something that's happening during that moment, right? It doesn't always have to be your art, it could be the experiences that you're having. But that's being personal, that's building trust, and you're expanding. All right. So, with that said, I'm going to invite Joanne in to share her 2 cents because I'm sure she has some to share, some knowledge.
I always have 2 cents. I thought it was really good. Very simple concept, actually, but very good. Um, I liked a couple of things that you touched on in the beginning.
Mhm.
Number one, the feeling. So you talk about the feeling of your art piece, and you're as an artist are trying to make you're creating a feeling with your art, but then you're not letting others decide. I think that's a big thing. To me, that's something that I can relate to, where I'll have something, I'll uh, do my post production on an art piece, and then I look at it and I'll say, well, maybe that's just a little too edgy. Is that going to fit into my audience, etc.? Let the people decide. I think that's a great thing. So create your art, let your inhibitions fall, and get them out there. Get those pieces out there. Whether they line up with what you think, that doesn't really matter. It's really what the public thinks. So that's, I thought, was very important. Jessica, you mentioned that a story beats 5 posted images. Yeah, so I thought that was amazing because most of us will, it's easy actually to create a static image post, much easier than to do a story. But if we only are being recommended to post 2 to 3 times a week, as opposed to every day or multiple times a day, then spending the time on creating stories with all the information in the story, with the links and all of that information, beating 5 posts, that makes it so that if I do 3 stories a week, that's somewhat equivalent to 15 static posts. I find that fascinating. That's very I like that a lot.
That does make me nervous though. I wouldn't just do the stories. I would create the post so it exists, but share it as a story because
Okay.
stories are short time spans, right? But it expands the reach.
Okay, so
It's a tricky social media thing.
create the post, uh, a
Yeah.
static
So
post, and
so
then move
yeah.
it over
So
into stories with some more information. Because stories seem to be a little bit more fluid. You can, there's some fluidity to the stories. Um, and also, you mentioned focusing on one social media platform, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, or whatever it is where you have your biggest audience. I like that too because we do tend to be all over the place with our and eyeballs come in and go out pretty quickly when it comes to socials. So I think that's great advice. For me, I like Facebook better. Not sure that is a winner over Instagram or not, but I like Facebook only because once I post onto my Facebook business page, it automatically carries over to Instagram. So it's really doing one post with 2 shots, right?
yeah, same thing with Instagram. So I'll post using
Instagram, you can
Instagram
go the other
and then
direction.
it posts on Facebook and then I'll jump into Facebook to tweak it a bit. But yeah,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
that easy.
Okay, so that's a cool reminder. And room views. I love room views. I was just reading an article the other day how for artists that room views help the potential buyer visualize the art piece in their space. So if you're not creating room views, there are some softwares out there that are free for the most part. I mean, I know if you can go into Canva, uh, you can create room views with your eyes closed and really have that connection. So putting your art in a frame, over a sofa, over a kitchen table, in an executive office, um, wherever you want it to be, I think that really hits home as well. And almost finally, I got two more things. focus on the best in you. And I this comes more from a personal side than an art side, but as the new year rolls in, I always do a lot of self work on my own. And one of the things that I was listening to the other day was, if we could spend so much energy repeating negative stuff about ourselves over and over again, and we focus on that, why can't we spend the same amount of energy or more energy focusing on the best in us? If we make that subtle shift, all of a sudden confidence booms and a lot of other things just kind of fall into line. Your affirmations and things of that nature start to really push you in a forward winning type direction. So focus on the best. I think that's fantastic advice, especially we're in mid-January. We're just really starting a new year. So there's great opportunity to bury the negative self-talk and improve upon the positive self-talk. So it's a good thing to do, because repeating old patterns means nothing will change. It's the old saying, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but insanity, the definition of insanity. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, you're just insane. So let's not be
Well,
insane. Let's be
we're a
smart
little
about what
crazy.
we do.
Just share you're crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy. You're crazy. A little off key too. But those that's really where I come in with this topic. I feel that we all, and most of you that are on this cafe today, have really fantastic portfolios. So let's get you built up confidently and moving forward with putting them out there in a very measured way, and allowing the consumer and the people that are seeing your work, let them decide what they want to do with it.
So I also wanted to bring up, Joanne, about how we have seen photographers throughout the years all of a sudden take action, and watching their stories unfold as to where they're going, what's being produced, what's going on in their world. And I gotta say, it's always the ones that are leading. They're taking those forward steps. They're jumping into something a little bit different. And those opportunities are coming to them because they're putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
So the thought is, what opportunities are waiting around the corner for you and your
Right.
work?
Yeah, I agree with that. And, I work with onboarding new artists that come into Photo Art Pavilion. And when we have our initial discussion, it's always, well, tell me about your sales. How many sales? And I said, well, you tell me about your sales.
Yeah.
Because it's a team effort here between Photo Art Pavilion and you, the artist. We cannot do all the heavy lifting. You know your art better than we do. We've developed an amazing platform. It's professional. It's easy for the consumer to click through, review your work, search your work, and make purchases of your work. But you've got to try and get them there as well. We can't do all the heavy lifting for you. So I do love, that's why we do these J&Js. We've been doing them since the get-go, right,
Oh my
Jess? I
goodness.
mean, we've got
Yes.
probably 50 or 60 J&Js sitting in our YouTube channel. And it's always about bringing you to the table with us.
Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us, and we'll catch you next month on a new J&J.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.